Okay, this one's called vertex form, but really it's kind of like completing the square solving. So then after we've completed the square, this is a vertex form where I know the vertex to be a negative 212 for a quadratic. But I'm going to first off do this here. Get it where you just have the squared on one side first. So to do that, I'm going to minus this outside 12 first, which brings me to 24. Now, because I have a squared only left on the left side here, well, with parentheses, I need to square root this to get rid of the parentheses. If I square root the left side, I have to square root the right. And when I do, I'm going to have positive or negative square root of 24. Now, don't forget, 24 does the following. I like to go into my table, my y equals 24 divided by x squared, or I could realize it's 4 times 6 and square root of 4 is 2. I know that this will reduce to 2 square roots of 6. Now, the next thing I need to do is minus this 2 from each side, but I cannot minus a 2 to a square root of 6. It's kind of like, this is like a 2x and that's like a 2. You have to have the exact same things in order to add or subtract them. And then this is still 6x. It's not x by itself, so it's divided all by 6. Now, this would be somewhat okay, except 2 will go into all these numbers that are what I call integer numbers. Do not take it to the 6. That's like an x in our purposes almost. I can only take the 2's to the numbers in front, and 2's divided by 1. So my actual answer will be x equals negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 6 over 3. You can reduce numbers outside of square roots. You cannot reduce numbers inside square roots. So let's go over here and look at this other one. First, I want to add 9 first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 7 because the 7 is still on the outside like a coefficient. I'm going to keep working problems like I would normally would until I get to the squared. Well, I have only a squared left, then I square root each side. Okay, square root of 81 plus or minus. Now don't forget you have two distinct answers. You have positive 9 and negative 9. That's why this is broken out like it is on this one. I didn't really do it over here that way because the plus or minus, I have a positive 2 square roots of 6 and negative 2 square roots of 6, and you can't really add those to the other numbers because of the square root of 6. But here I can. I can minus 9 from each side and get negative 18. Or if I minus 9 here, I get 0. Here are my two distinct answers. This has two answers over here too. Negative 1 plus square root of 6 divided by 3, and negative 1 minus square root of 6 divided by 3, as far as an answer goes to each of these. But the big thing is you have to get the parentheses or squares only first before you can square root. So reduce it.